Rodeo time. Gotta get her on down the road.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rodeo Time podcast. That's right. At one point, we called it the Old Son podcast because I'm your man, Old Son himself. But it's Rodeo Time all the time. Otherwise, you ain't no cowboy. Right there. Been there, done that, got the T-shirt. That's why I am one. Old Son, I'm Dale Brisby. For the three of you that don't know, I'm the greatest bull rider ever to walk the earth. And that's something you're not going to hear me brag about, okay? That's something I'm going to be humble about, all right? I've just got to tell you because you don't know. But now that you know, you're not going to hear me say it again unless you hear me telling someone else who doesn't know, which there's not very many of those people out there, just because I'm so well known and also humble. This podcast brought to you by Rock and Roll Denim Reflex. It's the only thing that your boy Dale Brisby is going to spur bulls in. It just helps me go 90, you know. It helps me give the mobility that I need to not only rodeo but ranch. Also, that's why you need to find yourself in some. I got some on my website, by the way, dalebrisby.com, and it's under Dale Brisby's Riding Jeans. So coming soon. It's right now it's April 4th, 5th, something like that. So in 10 days, on April 15th, check out the buy one, get one spring cleaning sale on dalebrisby.com. You buy a shirt, we're going to give you a shirt. You buy a cap, we're going to give you a cap. It starts, that's a Thursday at noon on dalebrisby.com, and it goes all the way to Sunday night at midnight. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days you got. And if you want to come into the warehouse, then come on April 17th on that Saturday. It's a grand opening. And then weekdays after that, we're going to be open. So if you'd like the address, I live west of Graham, Texas. The warehouse is west of Graham. I live in Winnebago, but the warehouse is in a town called Newcastle. Text me for the address, 940-353-0890. Now, listen, Easter weekend, been a great weekend. You know, I remember growing up, it was always a special time for us. Family would get together, and you always want to enjoy time with family because you never know which aunt is going to piss off this uncle, or the kids pee on another uncle who then gets mad at the aunt, and you never see that person again. People leave for a couple of years, and then, you know. So the point is, Easter's a great time to come together as a family, and the reason for the season, you know, thank you, Lord Jesus, for what you did on Friday, which was die on the cross, and then get out of the grave on Sunday and rose from the dead, which is what made the whole thing come together in a circle. It's a circle. So posted about that. Theo Vaughn commented on my post. That was big. That was big because you know, he and I are just two forces in the South to be reckoned with. You know, he's got the mullet side of the Sabine River covered, and I've got the cowboy side. Sabine being what separates Texas and Louisiana. So hopefully, you know, get to come together with Theo one day soon. But you know, we got to do some Easter egg hunting, and my family always has done Easter egg hunting. Like it's just one of the things, you know. We're not one to mistaken what Easter is all about. It's not just about candy and some eggs. But we do indulge ourselves in a little, you know, hide and seek with the egg. And I remember there was an Easter egg hunt in college, around our college years. I had a girlfriend. I know, loser. How do you have a girlfriend in rodeo full time, Dale Brisby? Well, it's hard, and it doesn't last long. But nonetheless, had a girlfriend, and her house had been broken into. This is a true story, by the way, as if some of my stories aren't true. And her house got broken into. They stole Louis Vuitton bags. I want to say they left the shotgun. They stole a laptop, and then all of her panties. So anyhow, this was in like March that happened. April comes around, and Mama Brisby sets out the eggs We're all excited. I mean, I'm like 22, 23. We're out there Easter egg hunting, and we're pumped. Like, this is serious. And it's in a pasture. It's spread over like 2 or 3 acres. We didn't find all the eggs. Years later, we were finding eggs out in this pasture. So if you go in that pasture to this day, you might find an egg. Anyhow, we're out there, and we collect all our eggs. We get back to the house, and I'm sitting next to my grandma. She's counting her eggs, and now all of a sudden we start cracking them open. And find an unusual gift inside. Panties. All the eggs had panties in them. Yeah. I want to talk about, our pastor being there. He opened his eggs. Imagine what he had to say about panties. And the true story. And my mom is just laughing. So we all had to forfeit our egg gifts. And essentially they were all gifts for my college girlfriend who had been robbed of all her underwear. And super hilarious. I mean, it's pretty funny. I don't know. My mom's one for the theatrics and also surprises. And I guess she's got a heart for girls that get their panties stolen. You know what I'm saying? And who doesn't really? That's just that's an odd thing to steal from someone. It's either like someone that doesn't have a lot, or like a weird, I don't even want to go there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I did go there. I told you guys this is a story, but inevitably when we come around, yesterday our church, we had the for the kids, and I just couldn't help but wonder, like, are some of these kids going to open these eggs and there's going to be panties in them? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And there weren't, it's just like my own little nightmare is what it is that I got to live with. So, but again, that's not what Easter's all about. Easter's all about Lord Jesus Christ, and thank you for what you've done for us. So, and what you've done for us is you've blessed us with rodeos coming back to town. Rodeos are I don't want to say they're in full swing just because it's April, but you got some coming up that are just, I know Colleen's happening. I don't know about Longview, but there's some of those early summer, spring rodeos that just get you excited about being on the road. Here's a fun story about Longview. I love Longview. Great rodeo. It's where I started and ended my bareback riding career. One year I got on Shady Lady. Made me feel like a bareback rider. And then the next year I got on Cool Water. And that's when I was done riding bareback horses. But another true story. Great granddad. He was hitching a train. He had been down in Louisiana, and he was a kind of a pool shark. He had been down there hustling and hustling people playing pool, and that's literally how he wrote a book. All right, I'm not just like making this up. Made some cash playing pool, him and another guy. Then he found out this guy was a loser. He's like, I gotta get rid of this loser. So he came back to Texas, and he had this ring on him. It was like had some gold. I don't know if it's full gold, but like it had gold in it. He stopped in Longview. He hopped a train. The train stopped in Longview. He traded the ring for a fifth of whiskey and breakfast. Got back on the train and finished his little ride out to it was kind of around Granbury. There's a community out there called Rock Church. Anyway, that's where he lived. He lived at Rock Church. But that's my Longview story. So I've been on bulls, fought bulls, bareback horses, and my great-great-granddad traded off some jewelry for some whiskey and breakfast in Longview. Texas Roadhouse does the complimentary food for the cowboys. So if you ever go to Longview, you got something to remember me by. But I haven't been on much stock lately. Your boy broke his collarbone. I still got the bruise. Let me show y'all. If you're watching this, look at this. It's been a month. Still got the bruise coming down off of my collarbone. So it was a month yesterday, 4 weeks. I saw Tandy at the rigging rally, and he was like, "All right, 6 weeks. Get your your X-ray and then come back and see me. So that's what I got to do. I'm gonna write that down. Yeah, the rigging rally. Everybody was there. I mean, everybody. Like top 25 bareback riders in the world. Then you had you had a buck out where the permit guys got to the top 6 from the permit buck out. They got to come on board. Of course, Rocker, his family, his dad Sid, and his granddad Bobby Steiner. They're all right there. Even his uncle Tommy Steiner was there. Craig Cameron, Ted Noose, Slick Willie, Will Lowe, Tom McFarlane was there. Everybody had horses. Frontier, Kirsten Vold brought some. Servey had a pin. Stace had some. Of course, Steiner's had a few. On Saturday, everything had either an NFR tag on its butt or had been to the NFR before. Super Rank 94 won it. Tim O'Connell won the rigging rally with a buckle made by Preston Johnson, who was a pickup man. Also picking up, we had Clint Hale, who was riding one of Dale Brisby's horses. His name was Radio. Clint's a great pickup man and worked for Stace a long time. We talked about him on the last podcast with Dean. Paul Peterson picking up. Will O'Connell. I mean, really just a who's who of rodeo. Again, one of those April buckouts that just kind of helps you kick off the year. They started rigging rally. If you watch the video with Tilden during the deal last year where there were no rodeos, and it was a place for those guys to go to, and it still is. So happy that those guys get somewhere to go. And really, it's good to see the sport of, well, not only rodeo, but specifically bareback riding just get the attention that it needs, you know. Bareback riders are fewer and far between. That's a man's event, okay? And I've always said, if I had to pick an event of someone to fight, like, all right, you got all the rodeo events. You get to pick which event. You got to fight somebody. They're going to randomly choose someone out of that event. Bareback riding is the last event I would choose, you know. It'd probably be like first I would choose probably like team roping or calf roping. And not because I don't think those guys are sissies. That's not what I'm saying. But most of the time they like do a lot of talking and like they talk their situation out if they disagree with something in rodeo. And so they're clever enough where you're going to get talked out of fighting. Okay. Then bronc riders, like they're going to be like your more cowboy, like clean cut of the roughies. Your bull riders are going to be just, oh my gosh, they're going to be going 100 miles an hour on a ton of caffeine. They're probably going to show up in their riding jeans, so they smell. But a lot of them are smaller. They're shorter. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm not saying they can't be scrappy, like myself. They're just not as threatening as the bareback riders. And the bareback rider's riding arm is going to be like 4 times bigger than the other one and longer, so they're going to have reach on you. And they constantly get hit in the back of the head. They're just so used to it that you're not going to be able to phase them. Yeah, they got to go to a different level of fight in their head that most men aren't. Anyways, we need more bareback riders in this world, and Rig and Rally is helping accomplish that. So thank you to the Steiners and all that you guys are doing. Neil Dobis showed up. Sweet older gentleman from Connecticut. He won the giveaway that we did on Black Friday, and he came in here. Him and his wife and their dog, and they RV'd. They've been on the road for a month. They left a month ago and just made a trip out of coming to Texas to pick up his dirt bike that he won. You know, because during Black Friday, I did every $100 order gets entered in to win the dirt bike. Well, call this gentleman up, and sweetheart of a man. So we're like, you get to be in a Rodeo Time episode. Made a big deal about it. So he got here, and we were super excited to have him. Came in the warehouse, met the whole posse, super excited. And he's so fun and just very chill, easy to get along with, and just a nice guy, a genuine fan of what we do, was bringing up old school videos, like old school and random ones, like not like deep tracks, not just the hits is what he was bringing up. And Donnie's running the camera the whole time. I'm so pumped. I'm like, man, we were going to make him part of a Rodeo Time episode. So, like, we fix some fence, we go to Steiner's, and then there'd be this 3-minute segment with Neil Dobis in it. But it was going so well that I was like, man, this might be a standalone vlog Rodeo Time episode where Neil Dobis gets to meet the citizens of Winnebago and vice versa. And fixed the fence, got that too, went to Steiner's, got some footage there, got back here Monday morning. Donnie says, first thing this morning, got some good news and bad news. I said, well, just give me the bad news because I know you're just making up the good news. He was like, well, the bad news is I had it on the wrong setting and we got no audio of Neil. Give me the good news. We're still good friends? Exactly, Donnie. You never just randomly give me good news. Just give me the bad news, okay? Long story short, Donnie had it on the wrong setting. So, sweetest man in Connecticut that came down to Texas didn't get a lot of audio on the Rodeo Time episode. But he's a good friend of ours. I'm going to get him to, I don't know, I gave him a crap ton of Daleware, gave him lunch, gave him a dirt bike, made his dreams come true. He got to meet Dale Brisby, for heaven's sake. So, a lot of good things happening. Thank you, Neil, for coming down. It was great to have you. He retired. Asked him what he retired from. He said work. Hilarious. Got to go to a wedding, okay, this month. That was interesting. I mean, if you want to just sign your life away to one woman, it's like having one song on a playlist. You're going down the highway, listen to the same song over, over, over. Yeah, preacher said, you want to learn to love this woman more every day. That's how I've stayed with old what's-her-name so long. I thought that was pretty funny. Got a new intern coming in. Yep, we do. He made the cut. I'm not going to say who it is, but essentially, yeah, I did say it was a he. Yeah, he essentially, he made some videos and he said all the right things, and it was very genuine. And it was multiple, again, just like the last one that came in, Gabe, he had to send 4 videos. Gabe sent, finally we got to a spot where we're getting where we have a lot of the right people in the right places. So the needs we have are sometimes very specific. For instance, when Gabe came, I had a need in the warehouse. And I said, next intern, you got to do this job in the warehouse. Of course, I know you guys, you want to learn how to rodeo, you want to learn how to ranch, and that is great. And I'm going to help teach you. But there's things we got to get done. And if I'm going to spend my precious time teaching you how to ride broncs, ride bulls, ranch, then we need a little exchange. I'd like, you got to do some work for me. I can't just, give you half of my day for 90 days just for the smell of it. So what goes on is, for instance, in Gabe's case, we'll start with him. He works for me and he gets paid. You work for free for only a short time. Gabe did not work for free for very long at all. I guarantee you he did not go in the hole. Anyhow, then you work and you get started. We get you in a job, and then I taught him how to ride. Taught him how to saddle a horse. Taught him how to feed the cows. Taught him how to sit a horse, and now sit a trot, and then. Got on a couple of bulls and taking it slow one day at a time. He might want to learn how to steer wrestle, in which case I'm going to introduce him to someone who does a timed event because I do the real man sports. So anyway, got our man Gabe started, and that's the exchange. Most of the time, 30, 35 hours a week, he's working in the warehouse. 5-10 hours a week, he's working at the ranch. And then in the after hours, we're doing some ranching stuff. We're teaching him how to ride Boone, etc. Same thing with this guy coming in. This guy's going to edit. and put out a video. And so I had put out that video saying, hey, next intern's got to work in the warehouse. Gabe sent a video saying, I'm ready to work in the warehouse, and I'll do whatever you need me to do. You got to be like water, ready to go anywhere. And so we're like, yeah, come on. And he made the video all about what he could do for us, which made it interesting for me, because I'm not going to let you bring me more value than I do you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're killing it and you're bringing me 65% value, I'm not going to let that stand very long. I'm going to find a way to bring you more value, either in what I teach you, if I pay you more, etc. Now, you got to find a way to help. Anyway, whatever. I can go into more detail with that if you make the cut. The point is, Will sends a video. It ended up being his fourth. I needed someone to edit. And Will was like, I'm your man. He said, I've never done it, but I'm going to learn. And I got a MacBook Pro. And he knew just a smidge enough about it to know that, like, for instance, he's going to have to download a software on his MacBook, which I think he's already done. Anyhow, we'll see how that works out. Sometimes interns are here for a month. Sometimes they're here for 2 weeks. And then occasionally you get one that might be here for 2 years in July, which would be Donnie. So you got to be like water. You got to be ready to bring value where it's needed. If all you want to do is ranch, then you may not get to stay long. But if you'll bring me value, you can ranch for a long time. Donnie, he drug calves the other day, first time in his life. So that's what you got to do wherever you're going. If you're going to go work for a law firm, if you're going to go work as a mechanic, if you're going to go work at a chicken farm, at a real ranch, you got to bring them more value than they bring you. And eventually your boss is going to make sure that is reciprocated or rewarded. And if it's not, eventually you just go on to the next one. He's going to have to find somebody to replace you. You can take the knowledge you learned and take that somewhere else. So that's where we stand. We got a new intern coming. And Springworks was great. We had Buster come in, Corey Pippin. If you watch the last episode of Rodeo Time, I broke my collarbone. We show you our spring works. We drag calves. And then we even had a just ranching on how to flank calves. So Buster it's a lot of the same footage. Those two videos hit very at the same time. A lot of the same footage, but it's just explained differently. So don't judge me. But that's what it's been for us in March and April. And I had some Q&A come up, and on the old Instagram machine. So I'm gonna answer some of those questions here for you publicly, live. It's not being recorded. It is being recorded. But how can I be a super puncher like you, old son? Also, Leroy's new album is amazing. Well, you got to make a lot of Snapchats horseback. Put the horse ears in it. All right, that's what I do, and that's a start, because you got to let people know you're a super puncher. And yes, Leroy's album is amazing. There's like 9-10 songs on it, and they're all so good. Regret, 22 Days, Memphis. What else? You got to go check out. The album is called Unsettled, Leroy Gibbons, and if you've enjoyed any of what we do, please go check that out. Do you actually ride bulls? Better than you, old son. That was an easy one. Yeah, just like your mom. Where did you get your hat? I got it at dalebrisby.com. It's an American straw, and I sell both the straw hats that I wear in the summertime. One of them's a lot more breathable, and one of them's the short round that I wear to rodeos. They're both on dalebrisby.com right now. How's Boone doing? Oh, he's fine. He'll be 21 in 2 days. By the time this comes out, he'll be 21 years old. Still ranching his nuts off. Matter of fact, he's a gelding, so he doesn't have them. So, yeah. Where do you get your awesome pearl snap shirts? Panhandle Western Wear. Yep. Rock and Roll Denim, same company, under one roof. Panhandle, they've been making shirts for 80 years. Pearl snaps. So the wild, the throwbacks, that's where you get those. Should I get chaps or chinks? Leggings. I like chinks. I got a set, but leggings just, man, if you're gonna do the work to cover up that much of your leg, just finish it out. You know what I'm saying? It gets a little warm in late July and August, early September, but usually I'm ranching so hard I don't even notice. So, what are the words of advice for someone getting on their first bull? I would say don't. You'll get hooked. Literally. You see what I did there? Pun intended, hooked like by the bull, but also hooked like addicted, kind of like you would to a drug, like methamphetamines or something. I'm just kidding. Don't. Sorry, TJ, I'm doing a podcast. I didn't mean to say that meth word. But meth equals death, people. But for real, just be careful. If you want to, what I would suggest, if you want to learn to ride bulls, I would suggest going to a school. There's a lot of good ones all over. The one that I suggest is SankeyRodeo.com. SANKEY rodeo.com. And his name's Lyle Sankey, been to the NFR in the Bears, Broncs, and Bulls. He's one of 4 cowboys in the world that's been to the NFR in all 3 rough stock events. He's in the Cowboy Hall of Fame. His name is Lyle Sankey, and he puts on schools all over the country, and a couple in Texas, Missouri, like all over, Colorado. I think he's done some in California. Lyle Sankey, look it up if you want to get started. And these are rough stock events. I don't know about timed event. I have no idea where to go to a school for timed event. But they supply the equipment. That's the other thing about Lyle's schools. He'll supply the equipment to get you started. All you got to show up is with boots on. I think he even sells boots. So how could I ever get a job with you even if it was just for a summer? I just do what I said Will and Gabe did, like send videos, like excited about helping me in any way that I need help. I got a lot of things going on. I got the warehouse here. We're shipping out orders every day. Y'all can probably hear the background noise. They're filling orders. The ranch, I've got a lot going on, but I kind of got that covered. So someone that comes here is obviously going to want to learn that. That is completely fine. But like, you got to be willing to help with like videos or shipping out products or doing stuff online. And then I'll teach you how to ranch on the side. Okay. Send me a video just explaining yourself and why you'd be a good fit. Not like why this would like fulfill your dream. Like, I get that. That's why we're talking. Like, you want to come here. But if you only got a minute in the video and you make the whole video about your life story, it doesn't give me a lot of reason to why I need to bring you here. Can you even ride a horse? Only if they're really broke. What made you the greatest bull rider of all time? Because there's nobody better than I am, and also my hair. Best way to get started raising bucking bulls. I would say partner with someone who knows more about it than you do, like I did, and that's JB. I spend all my time actually riding them. JB knows a lot more about how to raise them. Can you snowboard? Yes. I'm like the best snowboarder ever. But usually the only place I ever get to do that is at Music Fest Steamboat. It's in, you register in August. You can follow them on Instagram. They have those concerts, Texas music, Texas country music all over the mountain. Like, dude, there's like 7 or 8 venues starting at 3 o'clock till midnight, and sometimes later. There's constantly different guys. Wade Bowen, Randy Rogers, Charlie Crockett, Shane Smith, Russell Shahan, Red Shahan, William Clark Green will be there. Just everybody, whether they're in now or they're up and coming, they're going to be playing at Music Fest January 4th through the 8th, or 5th through the 10th. Anyhow, look them up on Instagram. And then you snowboard all day, ski all day, and then you go to those concerts. Favorite Bible verse: to live is Christ, to die is gain. Best way to get started as a rancher: find someone to teach you. Okay? Buster Frierson. That's a good one. All right? Can I work for you? Can you film videos or edit videos? See, I made this, and then Will hit me up after I made this. This is a Q&A from Instagram. Will sent me a video saying, I will learn and come and work for you for free for as up to 5 months, is what he said. And whether he works that for free that long or not is between he and I. He probably won't. But the point is like, he was very legitimate. And he was like, I will do whatever you want all day for 5 months for free. That's a pretty solid offer. And that's why I was like, yep, you got to come here. Now he's got his foot in the door. See what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying everybody needs to do that with me. I'm trying to tell you, if you want to do that for anybody, you want to be a bareback rider and you live up by Casey Fields, he's got a little ranch or whoever, but like offer to work for free, offer to help them for whatever in exchange for knowledge. Are you hiring? Just went through that. What do I got to do for a free Rodeo Time cap? Again, April 15th, buy one, get one. DaleBrisby.com, noon Central Time. Noon Central Time, April 15th. It's a Thursday. Go on DaleBrisby.com. If you order 4 caps, I'm going to send you 4 free caps. If you order 10 caps and 10 shirts, I'm going to then send you 10 free caps and 10 free shirts. Okay? And they're cool. Like, I'm making the cap. It's not just like old crap I'm trying to get rid of. Like, my mom, she does my embroidery. I'm like, I want 25 of this cap, Mom. These are going to be free. Shirts, same thing. I'm ordering shirts to be given away for free. All right. How's the collarbone? Sending prayers your way. Collarbone's doing great. It's going to have a huge knot because I've broken it 3 times, but it's doing great. Leroy's album is number 9 on iTunes today.
Asked him if he wanted a beer, and he said no, he only drinks water. And I was like, well, they got a lot of water in it.
That was a Snapchat. He said he asked him if he wanted a beer, and he was like, no, I just drink water. And he said, well, they got a lot of water in them. That's funny. And now you heard it twice if you heard his deal. I can never tell if you guys can hear it. How close are y'all to Abilene? I'm about an hour and a half from Abilene. So, again, warehouse is in Newcastle, Texas, west of Graham, Texas. So, April 17th, that's when William Clark Green is coming to the warehouse, April 17th. Do you ever hire help with trade shows or help in the warehouse? See, you're asking the right questions. Yes and yes. I always need help at the warehouse. I always need help at trade shows. And these videos I'm talking about send them to Rodeo Time. Instagram. Rodeo.time. Instagram. Where can I find the old Sun boots? RC Custom Boots. These are boots that I got made, that RC Custom Boots made me. They're out of Lubbock. They measure your foot, and golly, they fit like a glove, old son. You can order just a size. They normally only do full sizes. You can order online, but just know it's going to take a little bit because if you order them, they then make them. So reach out to them. They can customize you a pair of boots. Favorite video you've made? I didn't make it. Randy did, but it's Baxter Black poem with Cheyenne footage. Pretty solid freaking video. How can I sell a 5-year-old Angus bull real quick? The sale barn. Just send him to the sale barn. Can you beat up Donnie? I can. Yes. It would take me a really long time. Because I got this collarbone and I could only use my left hand. So, I've been watching your videos for about 2 years. Can't wait to meet you one day. I love the sport of rodeo. You know why? Because it's like you go behind the chutes and you've got this thing in common with all these people. We're here to accomplish this task of competing in a rodeo. And you've got that in common. Now all of a sudden you're all friends. Well, when I'm at a booth, I feel the same way. When I'm at a restaurant, when I'm in Walmart, you are always welcome to come talk to me. I sometimes don't just randomly approach people because they may not want to be approached. Some people don't like me, believe it or not. There's 6 people out there. They don't like me. But if you see me and you watch my videos and you want to come talk to me, then please come talk to me because I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy visiting with people. And I'm talking to people. We're 35 minutes into a podcast, so I'm assuming you know who I am. I'm assuming you've listened to my stuff. I'm assuming you might enjoy my shenanigans. So I'm talking to the people that, we're not talking to people I don't know. So it sounds less arrogant when you realize anyways, the point is what we have in common is you're listening to this podcast. And if you see me in person, I would love to visit with you about your life and everything you have going on. How's Katie doing? she's great. If being high maintenance and wearing too much makeup and just living in Dallas is great, then she's great. Why are people saying they're better at riding bulls when you're clearly the greatest? First of all, thank you. Great question. Second of all, I don't know, and I'm trying to end it. All right? Where can I buy one of Leroy's belts? So we're going to add leather products to the website come April 15th. That morning, there's going to be stuff go online, and you can shop leather products as well as all the entire Dale Brisby collection. What you thinking about Leroy's new album? It's fire, son. Every song is so good. You guys gotta look it up. It's Unsettled is the album name. Best breed of horse. Boone. Favorite psalm? I would say I love all the psalms. You know, a good Bible study you can do is if today's the 5th, April 5th, or whatever today is, read Psalms 5, then add 30, 35, then add 30, 65, then add 30, 95, then add 30, 125. All right, now read Proverbs 5. So you're going to read about 5 books in Psalms and then a book, and you do that every day. So on the 1st, then add 30, then add 30, then add 30. On the 2nd, then add 30, then add 30. Then you see the progression there, and then read if it's the 16th. You know, read Proverbs 16 and then Psalm 16, then add 30 to that. Anyways, you get the point. You're going to go noodle again. Hannah Barron, an ex-girlfriend of mine, and I have visited, and looks like we're going to go in June. So thank the Lord. You know, Jeff is my man. What's the best way to bond with your horse besides grooming? Ranch the out of him. Okay? Ranch. All right? Not the dressing. I'm talking about riding fence line, gathering doggies, roping doggies, gathering cows, branding, weaning, roping maverick cows. Whatever you can do, ranch. Just work. Work. Ride all day. Horses are animals that God created to service humans. And when you put them to work, there's a bond that gets created there, and it gets your horse just gentle, and you know, you can't coddle. It's not a toddler, all right? You can't like coddle your horse. I don't. If you're asking me, put that buck to work. That's how you're going to bond with it. I heard your hair was actually a wig. Is that true? Yes, it still is. But y'all, please don't tell anybody. This is really something. I've got a few secrets. I'm not going to lie to you. That's why I wear the glasses all the time. I've got secrets. And when you find them out, please do not share them with people. All right? I'm not going to tell your secrets. Don't tell my secrets. Like the fact that this is a wig and I could pull it off my head right now. How do I get in the Mooney Zone? You have to ask JB. I got a new Billy Cook saddle coming. Text me, amigo. Oh, this guy's asking me to text him. 940-353-0890. That's my cell phone, so hit me up, text me, and we can exchange back and forth, all right? Text me the words special offer, and I'll keep you up to date on Delaware and the warehouse and us staying open, okay? Do you do public buckouts? Well, they're out in the public. I mean, like it's outside, but I don't like open them to the public. So the best way to get on at the beaches, if I don't know you from rodeo personally, like you're out there and me and you have been down the road, then it's to work for me. Or if you know someone on my team, that would be another way. There's times where I need bulls bucked. I'm usually not going to let someone I don't know come get on their first bear, bronc, or bull here. Bulls are going to be the easiest. If anything, it's going to be a bull, but like it's, I don't know, getting on your first bucking horse here, excuse me, is just likely not going to happen. I'm sorry. Go to a school, go to a couple schools, and then holler at your boy. And that's the end of Q&A with Dale Brisby. Thank you all for joining. This has been a great update to March, April. We got a lot of things going on. I just want to tell you if you're in the area, if you're in the Fort Worth area, Abilene, Lubbock, anywhere in between, south of Oklahoma City, and you want to come to the warehouse, look up Newcastle, Texas. That's where my warehouse is. And if you want the address, text me, 940-353-0890, and come see William Clark Green at the grand opening April 17th. That's a Saturday. But that whole weekend, the 15th through the 18th, you can shop online, buy one, get one. That's the grand opening. It's the buy one, get one spring cleaning sale, the 15th through the 18th, dalebrisby.com. You buy 5 shirts, you get free shirts. So if you pay for 5 shirts on my website, 10 total shirts will be shipped to you. If you buy a backpack, you get a cap. If you buy a cowboy hat, you'll get a cap, stuff like that. So the leather goods, those aren't buy one, get one. But, yeah, it's rodeo time all the time. I'd like to thank Rock and Roll Denim for bringing you this podcast. I'd like to thank my mom for hooking up with my dad for hooking up with my mom 9 months before my birth, and now I'm here. I'd like to thank them for that. Perspective. That would be my life advice for today. So just get up, whatever you love most in the first few minutes of the day. Think about losing whatever you love most. Go there for real. Sounds morbid, but you're just like, you're there in that moment. Now all of a sudden, come back to reality and be grateful that you still got it. Okay? If it's your mom, if it's your dad, if it's your sibling, if you got kids, if it's rodeo, if it's, it can be a truck. I like the family route, Jesus, that one's probably the best one to do. But just it puts you in perspective. It sounds unhealthy. It's like, man, is it okay to think that sad? Well, if you go there for real, then all of a sudden, when you come back to reality, you're going to be so grateful. For instance, this morning, I did that this morning. I was just like, golly. And I thought about a particular family member, and I thought about losing that family member. Then I came back to reality. I walk into the warehouse first thing, and Donnie's like, I messed up the footage. We have no footage where Neil is actually talking. I'm like, man, it's all good. Life goes on. We'll get Neil to send us a video or something. We'll be all right. Bingo. It's just like, this is not that big a deal. All right? My family's still alive. We still get to go to rodeos. I've got 2 legs, oxygen in my lungs. Like, I've got a house over my head. My podcast has a house. What do I have to complain about? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Donnie, you messed up. I mean, like, he's fired. He can't work anymore, but I'm still getting over it quickly. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding. He's not fired. But seriously, he better watch out. I'm Dale Brisby. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This has been the Rodeo Time Podcast. Next week on the podcast, we've got Mr. Buster Frierson. He's going to talk to us about ranching, ranch rodeo, how to get started, his story, some of the stories he's got, and whatever else he wants to add. He'll probably have a few plugs in there, don't we all? And we're on to the next one. Pow, pow.